and welcome to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. Today we have a special edition. I am here with Al in Japan. Hello, Al.
Hi, everybody.
And Al and I went fishing the other day, and we went up to a lake called Lake Biwa, which is the largest lake in Japan. And we fished all afternoon. And how many fish did we catch, Alan?
I think the normal average,
Yeah, which is
yeah,
zero, zilch,
0.
no
Yeah,
fish, none.
yeah.
However, we did spot something on the way back home. We suddenly saw a sign for Hikone Brewing, and we caught a few beers. And today we're going to review those beers. Uh,
Mm.
we actually have three to review. Today we will do just one, and uh, in the next video we'll do the second one, and then the third one. But first, a little bit about Hikone Brewing. Hikone Brewing was founded in 2019. And so they've been open about 3, 4 years now. And they're
Mm.
located in Ishidera-cho, Hikone, which is just south of Hikone proper. And Hikone is on the east side of Lake Biwa. It is about halfway up or so. It's famous as a castle town. It has a castle that was rebuilt, and it's adjacent to Sone Swamp or Sone Uma. And the brewery actually opened in 2021. And apparently, on their website, they state that they are a collaboration between the community, a university, and the brewery itself. And there are three universities in the area, and I'm not sure which one they're collaborating with,
Mm.
but I assume they get some support from the university and from the local government. Uh,
Mm.
they claim that they want to use 100% Hikone grown local ingredients. Uh, However, the beers that we will be drinking do feature malts, especially from other areas. And
Mm.
another notable fact is that this brewery is female run. Several breweries in the Kansai region, for example, Mino and Heiwa Craft in Wakayama, are
Mm.
run by women, and also Hikone is as well. And so the
Mm.
brewer is named Kojima Nagisa, and the manager of the brewery is also a woman. So we stopped in their tap room, and I'll try to include a few photos here of that. And the tap room is open Monday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 to 5 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday and holidays from 11 to 6. And it is closed on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's certainly the best place to get the full range of beers as well as some limited offerings. Rate Beer lists only 4 beers for this brewery,
Mm.
Hikone Brewery, and Untapped has 17 different beers. Uh, so,
Okay. Yes.
so Alan, we were in the brewery, and it was very close to where we were fishing. And any impression about the
Right.
brewery?
Well, it's very is sort of somewhat impressive in that it's very new looking. The wood is quite nice. It's well, we walked in. They had not sure, maybe about nine bottles or so, nine or maybe a little bit, maybe 10 bottles that we could get
Yeah.
to take away. We wound up just taking three away each,
Mhm.
and then. They have their a regular lineup of about four or five, and
Mhm.
then we went for the beers that were really kind of special, more limited releases.
Limited.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of struck me right immediately was that the sample sizes, like pretty expensive, to be honest.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like 500 yen for the small size and so on. But I think it's kind of I think it's worth it. Just maybe drink a little less. And if you're driving as you were that day, you can't
Mhm.
really drink that much. So yeah, I figured it's still worth sampling a bit. So
Uh, yeah. So
so we came
we're
away with, since we didn't catch any fish, we caught the beers, right? Yeah.
That's right. We caught some beers, and And yeah, so it was kind of an impressive, a small building, but the design was very nice, and it's set up against the hillside. Very beautiful location for the beer,
Yeah.
for the brewery. And but since I was driving in, we could not sample there. They did have several taps available. So,
Mm.
and I should mention that there currently, to my knowledge, there are six different breweries in Shiga Prefecture, and those are Nagahama, Diamond Brewery, Biwako Beer, Hino Brewing, and today Omi Bakushu, and Hikone, which we will review here, and Two Rabbits. So, and most of them have not been going for a long, long time at all. So, except for Nagahama since maybe 1997. The others are much, much newer. So, and I think from my experience, I've had the one I've had most is Two Rabbits, and they're quite professional, I think, in their approach to brewing. Okay, so shall we get into the first beer?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And here we have another beer from Hikone Brewing, located in Hikone, Shiga Prefecture in Japan. And this one's called Kojin IPA. It is an IPA, as it says, and it's 6.5% alcohol by volume, 47 international bittering units, and no ratings yet on Rate Beer. It just recently got listed. And on Untappd, there were 4 ratings when I checked recently. The name is Kojin, and it's named for a mountain, or they call it a mountain. It's only 284 meters above sea level, and it's called Kojinyama. And so the beer is named after the local mountain close to Hikone Brewing. And the ingredients include malt from Germany, England, and Australia, and hops, and carrageenan, which is a fining agent made from seaweed. 660 yen where we bought it, and that would translate to $4.20, and in euros, €3.85. And Alan, you want to talk about the hops in this?
Well, yeah, one of the interesting things is it's using a fairly new hop, the Huell melon hop, which was developed in Germany, released in 2012, I guess. And I think you mentioned that it's used in wheat beers and Weizen beers and that style. Did you mention saisons as well? Do they use it in
Belgian
saisons?
ales, I heard.
Belgian ales, okay. So yeah, this is a new one. It's supposed to have obviously a melon-like character, but also some strawberry as well. So what I thought was going to be just a straightforward IPA is going to be something a little different than expected.
Yeah. Have you had anything with Huell melon hops in it before?
No, I didn't even know about them at all. So,
but I don't recall what it. I just know the name. But it's supposed to be a pretty mild hop overall, not a big aggressive hop whatsoever.
Yeah, the alpha. It mentions that this is supposed to be bitter, but maybe the alpha acids are about somewhere between 6 and 7.5. So it's and it's 47 bittering IBU. So we'll see how bitter it actually is. It might be one person's definition of bitter may not be another's. So
true, absolutely true. Okay, so are you ready? Should we get into it?
You betcha. Oh yeah. Okay.
I think I mentioned before, Hikone Brewing has their own caps, which is nice. And a lot of brewers still, after many years, don't have their own caps. And I think a brewery should have their own caps. Here we go.
Okay. All righty. 3 and a 2 and a see.
You have a much better glass than I do for this.
Let's see. I've got a little bit of. Well,
what color do we get here?
Yours will work fine. Well, you've got a nice. You get the light in the background, so you've got that nice kind of warm orangish, reddish orange or something. I'm
pretty much the color I get from it. Yeah, very light orange, very pale, kind of orangish color with a slightly off-white.
Mm-hmm. It looks like they haven't fully filtered it, which is a good thing and it's promising.
Okay, yeah. It does have a little bit of haze to it, for sure. Okay, aroma.
Okay. It's aromatic. It has aroma.
Fruity.
Yeah, kind of a nice resin. It's resiny, but it's got something else going on.
Yeah.
A
little bit of pungency.
Grassy. Definitely fruity, a little bit of tropical.
Yeah, a touch of tropical, you're right.
Maybe I get more mango maybe than melon, but
yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it does have a sharp bit of nasal or aroma character for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay. Well, it is fruity. Definitely more malt in this than in the other two beers that we tried, I think.
Right. And yeah, obviously the hops are featured. Unlike this is a much more conventional beer than the rose that we tried, and then also the Biwako ale, which had the Amanatsu, the orange fruit in it, and both of those were very low on the IBU, 6 or 7 IBUs. So this is a much more conventional beer and pretty good,
pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's got a nice lingering bitterness.
The maltiness and the fruitiness, I think, leaves something to be desired. It tastes a little bit crude. I say a little bit rough.
Yeah,
tastes like
it starts off. It gets kind of. I don't want to say murky, but it gets, maybe more of a malt character comes out, and then the bittering really kicks in the second half.
The bittering does kick in, that's for sure. It does have some,
and it really stays on the tongue there. So
yeah, some bitter tracks for sure.
Yeah. Well, I
think this is for me, this is an improvement over the two other beers that we tried from them for sure. And that said, it doesn't seem to be terribly professionally made. I would say it's kind of good homebrew character, maybe. Good homebrew level, no?
Yeah, I don't really think I don't find any faults with it. I don't know. What would you say is the weakest point on this guy?
The maltiness, the fruit character. This doesn't seem so impressive to me. It seems a little bit rough at the beginning, and it does have some fruitiness, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but the
mid palate, it's got some body in the mid palate.
Yeah.
It goes through an interesting transition. It gets the fruit right at the start, but then it goes into some sort of flavor transition, and I'm not sure. And then it finishes with the bitter. So the beginning and the end are quite, identifiable. And the middle is a little less so.
Okay.
But I think the mouthfeel's not bad. The mouthfeel seems all right. Yeah, the flavor.
Would you drink another?
I think if the options were we had 3 beers and this was the options.
You could, I mean.
Yeah, the Sahih was super dry and this, and I would definitely choose this. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I think we're kind of playing good cop, bad cop here, and you tend to.
What about the melon? I mean, they talk about the hop giving this melon. What are the actual fruit characters that you get out of this guy? Tropical is my kind of generalized lazy way, not to identify.
Very light tropical, maybe some kind of stone fruit. Uh,
Mm. Dried apricot, maybe
something like that.
something
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I do not get melon and strawberry, which are the two main characteristics.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more. Yeah, melon would be a little bit more mild, perhaps. This is no, maybe it's more of like a mango or something.
Mm. Well,
Mm.
okay.
Well, it's big and fruity.
It is big and fruity. Yeah, it's got a 6.5, so you feel a bit of alcohol warmth from this for sure right away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely it's a step up from the two brews that we had before.
I do like it better. Yeah. What would you score it out of curiosity?
Just off the top of my head, I'd probably say something like three, maybe three,
Three,
four.
three. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to think about some of the things some of the Japanese like major beers that I've rated, and I still like this kind of style better, more the ale
Yeah.
over a lager. But
It's
yeah, three. I can see 3.5 maybe up
okay.
to three.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. It's pretty
Yeah,
much
it's not.
straightforward
Yeah.
IPA,
Hmm.
It's not a hop bomb like a lot of West Coast IPAs. And it's not super malty like an English IPA, but kind of somewhere in between. A Japanese IPA, I guess we could say.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it is different. Yeah, interesting.
Okay. Well, once again, this is called Hikone Brewing Kojin IPA, and you can find this at Hikone Brewing if you happen to go out to Hikone in Shiga Prefecture. And I'm not sure where else you may be able to find it. They are showing up at some festivals. I think they were recently at a small festival in Kyoto, and there will
Hmm.
be a festival in Otsu coming up at the end of the month, and
Oh,
I think they will appear there too as well. So yeah,
oh, that
Hikone
would be
Brewing.
fun. If you happen to be, yeah, if you happen to be around the Lake Biwa, you're in Shiga, then stop by
Yeah,
that. Do you have the
Otsukyo
dates?
Otsukyo Branch, which is
Okay.
a small shopping area in
Oh,
near not too far from Otsukyo Station.
okay. Ah,
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you, Al. Alan,
yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
and remember, we do have we'll have three beers reviewed from Hikone Brewing, so you can check them out. Okay, I have a little playlist,
Yeah,
and I hope you'll watch them all. Okay, Al, thank you very much. Take care.
thank you. All right. See you.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Cheers.